In this video, I will be showing you how to manipulate your model for those of you using Cadwork 3D Viewer. To begin, you can scroll around using the directional arrows. If you press Control and then a left click, you can rotate around your model like that. If you press Alt and then left click, you can pan your model. And if you take a look here, you'll notice if you click on here, it's either 1, 5, or 30. This is the amount of degrees you will orbit when you hold Shift and then press one of the arrows on your directional pad on your keyboard. For every time I press Shift and an arrow, it will rotate 5 degrees. If I click it to 30, next time I press that button, it will be a 30-degree rotation. If you look at the bottom left, there are these tabs. These are pre-selected views or scenes that the designer has drawn. You can cycle through them by clicking on them. Up on the top left side, there is the attributes display. If you turn that on by clicking on it, you will see this number 104 right here. In the settings, right next to attribute display, you can see what the attributes are that are going to be displayed. So in this case, this is the production number, 104. You can scroll through this list and add anything you want. For this case, I'll be choosing name. And now you'll see that it's 104-FG. And if we click on the item and expand this info box on the bottom right by clicking on this, you'll see that the name is FG, and you'll see all the other information, such as the group, the material, as well as the production number and other pertinent information. Now, if you want to bring back everything in your model, you can press J. J will unhide all the elements that have been hidden up to that point. If there is something you want to see, which is not easily visible by one of the scenes, you can hide things by selecting an item and then pressing the star button, which is Shift 8. If you would like to select multiple items at a time, you can make your first selection with a left click. Every click after that must be a right click to add to your selection. A left click will cause the selection to restart. So right click to add to it, and then you can hide all of these that you have selected. If you would like to hide everything based on one of their attributes, so for example, if you would like to hide many items based on a certain attribute, you can go to Activate Attribute, Elements by Attribute. Now here, you can select all the items based on their name, for example, their group, or in this case, material. I want to be selecting everything that's OSB. Now, to leave this menu, you can right click or press return here once again, and finally for a third time. Now that I have all these selected, I can press Shift 8 to hide everything. Now, if I would like to do the opposite, to hide everything else besides the items that are selected, we'll do a similar set of commands. We go Activate Attribute, Elements by Attribute, Material. This time I'm going to select SPF. Select that, return, return, return. If I press /, it will hide everything else, leaving only the elements with the material SPF. Now let's say you want to take a measurement from this model. You can press Measure, Direct Distance. So let's say I want to get the measurement of this opening, so I'll click bottom left corner and then top right corner. So this information, give it to me on the bottom left. 5'10", that is the length of this line. The 3'1" is the length of the line only in the x-axis direction. So that would be the length of the window. And then the length in the z-axis of 5 foot 0 and 1/2 inch would be the height of the window. This measuring tool can be used in many ways, and if you consult the list on the right, you can see all of your options.